Strike on Ukrainian maternity hospital kills 2-day-old baby. Aren't hospitals supposed to entirely off-limits in times of war? Attacking one is unforgivable. Putin does not like women and children. This is how you sow hate. As I sit here in the recovery room holding my newborn as my wife rests, I would devote the rest of my life to killing Russian leadership if something happened like this to me. I can't wait for this to end. Rip little one, this wasn't your fault. Vladimir Putin, you're a sick, deluded old man. You and the entire Russian armed forces is disgusting. You and your odd imperialistic ideas have no place in this world. Slava Ukraine, you prick. This is a reminder to those who think that the world is doing too much to help Ukraine, or let's trade with Russia, or it's just a local conflict. Russians are bloody terrorists, and thank God that you are not their neighbors. I cannot wait until Russia loses this war and is charged with war crimes and deemed a terrorist state. This is despicable. May Putin die a horrible and painful death. Fuck Putin. Russian Nazi bastards. Fuck Putler and his army. Imagine carrying a baby for 9 months for this. Putin is the world's #1 terrorist. Russia. The Geneva Convention is more guidelines than actual rules. This is why the EU agrees Russia is a terrorist state. Shit country run by shit people. Russia has to be stopped. Russia needs to be ended. I want to say there are good Russians. I want to say this is just Putin. But in the end, a Russian soldier pushed a button, on purpose and with permission, that destroyed a hospital. And to Russians reading this, what is your reason? What can possibly justify this? You demonstrate that you have no honor. No soul. How can you stand by and allow this? You have no place in a civilized world. You're nothing. There's no redemption. Russia needs to end. Jesus Christ, Russia just keeps sinking lower and lower. Absolute scum. Fuck Putin with a rusty fork. Every country that is still either publicly or secretly importing Russian oil is funding this. This is the type of shit that makes me wanna fuck them up. US Republicans will pass this off as a regular cost of war, but lose their minds if a 10-year-old wants to abort the 5-week-old embryo her father impregnated her with. Just F off and die in a corner, Russia. The whole world would be a better place. Don't think the English language has a word to describe how fucked up and sad that is. Not surprising. Russia will see killing a 2-day-old as a victory against their enemy. And MTG is still pro-Putin, thoughtful face. I don't usually comment on stuff, but this actually makes me really angry, as a parent, and the older I get, the more I realize this world is a scummy, shitty place full of no regard for life. I've got a 2-year-old and 4-year-old, so child stuff hits different now. It makes me wonder what kind of world I've bought 2 lives into, and I know I can do all I can to protect them, but it still might not be enough. My heart goes out to Ukraine and its people. I'm sorry the world, especially your world, is such a shitty place. Russia's war. Not just Putin's. Arm Ukraine, Ukraine, march to Moscow. This is one of many reasons Russia is a terrorist state. Not just a state sponsor of terror, but a terrorist state that engages directly in terrorism. I hear right-wing anti-abortion folks in the US love Russia. Can't wait to hear the apologetics for this one. Russia deserves whatever horrible fate might befall it. How many more murders will the Russian populace accept before they decide their maniacal leader needs a bullet of his very own? Come on, Russia, it's time to put Putin down. No wonder everyone wants nukes. We just let about anyone with nukes do anything they want. Lamau. Seriously disgusting. Fuck Putin, such a piece of shit. Attacking a goddamn maternity hospital. These scumbags have no soul. What would Russia even be able to do if Ukraine hit back? It's time to stop being the better man before they are burned away. Ridiculous. Putin needs to be publicly tried and executed for what he's done. This man is pure evil. Fuck Russia. Shit like this really shows how much Russia and the Russian people don't belong with the rest of the world. A country that brings nothing to the world table. Russian terrorist attack on Ukrainian hospital kills baby. Ffi. Godless, amoral, evil shitstains of humans. As the father of a 4-week-old, I can only say fuck you, Putin, and your Russian shit show. Oh my God, help these people. Anyone know a guy? Pieces of shits. I hope they feel the same pain the mothers and family members are feeling right now. The hell that was created for Hitler is just yearning for Putin. Horribly tragic war crime. Also a way to make sure people will dedicate their lives to the destruction of Russia. Genuinely despicable. Why is NATO not saying anything about the daily crimes of war committed by Russia, every single day? WTF. Fuck the Russians forever. Everyone should ban them from travel into any country and absolutely no one should do business with them. Putin deserves to be put to death for crimes against humanity. What's the excuse not to give Ukraine tomahawks? Why doesn't anyone commit a strike on the Kremlin? Wouldn't that solve a lot of this? Christian lady here, but all I can think is F you guys, we just had a baby born in our family, so I'm horrified by this brutality. I'm frickin' sad about what is happening to the Ukrainians. Seriously can't believe humans are still doing this to each other in 2022. We are a failed experiment. Yay, I'm so happy about this war, it's so purposeful and trendy. Fuck this world. The wording threw me off again. I keep thinking the employees went on strike. Missile strike is more descriptive. One hospital is egregious enough. And at this point it's targeted attacks. This is bringing me to tears. Yeah, I wouldn't negotiate either. Ukraine. Fuck 'em. Literally a war crime. I'm sure Amnesty International will come to Russia's defense on this, and find some reason that a maternity hospital is a valid target. Fuck Putin. Those poor parents. I hope Putin gets incurable dick leprosy. Horrible. Where will they stop? This is just too much. Fuck this war, absolutely unnecessary. Fucking Russia must be wiped off Earth ASAP and forgotten. Putin is truly appalled at this. Should have been a lot more dead babies. Disgusting Russian war crime president. Start bombing Russian cities and let them feel the wrath of declaring an unjust war. The ripple effects of Putin's war are incalculable. Have the Russians surpassed the barbarity of previous wars? Ah yes, well done Putin. Your targets were indeed babies in a maternity hospital. Fucking sick, delusional old man, can't wait until karma hits you back. Fuck you Putin. Your death will be celebrated. Not sure what is the point of all this anymore. You can say it's to demoralize, but they're clearly not outright winning the war and gaining new territories, so even if it works, what do they expect out of lowered Ukrainian morals? It's clear Ukraine is fighting on, low morals or not. And clearly it's having the opposite effect and giving every Ukrainian fighting more reasons to be determined in their fight. Why waste presumably precious ammunition you're clearing running low of on civilian targets when it's clearly not helping win your war of invasion? 700 attacks on civilian targets such as hospitals, schools, apartment buildings etc. How long shall this continue without a response from United Nations or NATO and allies? What is taking place is close to large-scale genocide and not part of a civilized world. That baby was conceived either right before or right after the beginning of war, its mother was in danger every day to carry it to term, and then it was fucking killed immediately. It's known only war its entire life. Vile. Honestly, time to economically fuck Russia for the next 100 years. Everyone is saying fuck Putin, and I agree. But also fuck everyone just following orders. So glad the Geneva Convention is so effective. Well, this is technically both sides' fault. Russian apologists. You Andrei Goof, what's your spin on it this time? Useless title. For a second there I thought Ukrainian doctors went on strike and ignored a baby until it died. This is heartbreaking. Obviously genocide, world needs to step in. Hi, welcome to the world 2 fucking days later, thanks for visiting. Humans suck. Everybody needs to get rid of their nukes so that countries can jump into the fight like the old days. I know that's a silly comment, but it is horrible having to rely only on sanctions. When Israel does this to Palestine, there's never a word from Western media. So can I make a joke about this, or is it only okay to joke about American children dying tragically? Wait, where in the article does it say that? I 100% believe it happened, it's just the article only discusses power infrastructure hits. So was the 2-day-old baby the only one that died? No, crying face. Are we going to go into Russia and find millions of gassed Ukrainians? It's starting to feel that way. War. War never changes. Look out for those infant Nazis trying to destroy Russia. Look out for the invasion of baby strollers. Don't ever forget the pure evil that Russia is. Even the Christians who are following a false idol are pure evil. Hope you rot for eternity. It's okay guys, I have it on good authority from the Kremlin that the baby was in fact a Nazi. Not only did it come out of the womb with its hand flat and raised at an angle, it apparently had a full Nazi uniform on as well, which according to the top 3 scientists at Kremlin Plus and PS, Tenya Skanmato and Boris S., is not strange and a very common thing in Ukraine. Clearly the baby was a military target. Will this madness ever end? Russia has no honor.